Welcome back, Armchair Generals. This is Gamer1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 3's Black Ice 10.41, and of course we're playing as Germany. Now you may notice from the last time things have changed because I played some on my own. So if you're not at least checking out the basically Monday through Friday daily episodes, you will miss some stuff. We're only doing some of the stuff live on the interwebs, but not all of it. But before we get into playing it, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and make comments below. Gamer, if you select a division and hover over it, can't you see what equipment they use? This isn't Hearts of Iron 4. So what we can see is for this battalion, because it's done by battalion and not by division, you can see the levels of stuff. So this does not have jungle equipment, does not have desert equipment, does not have rocket-propelled anti-tank weapons. Or you can come here, I guess. You can select this, scroll down here. But it has standard infantry branch upgrade, model 1936. Assault rifles, no. Camouflage design, 1936. No to these things. Machine gun battalion focus, model 1917. Infantry radio communications, model 1936. Small arm factories, 1917. Infantry unit training is model 1937. Infantry unit command and control, model 1937. These are all of the things. This is, I know you're a bit more used to Hearts of Iron 4, but that the equipment type stuff is really revolutionary with Hearts of Iron 4. And again, if you haven't heard Hearts of Iron 4, oh, I don't know, but kind of busy. Oh, dozed. Yeah, you just, unless you've been here, missed my hour-plus long monologue on things that you might want to watch sometime in the future. Just me going on about things. You can localize, but some work. Oh, absolutely dozed. No, Arno's a bit more used to me playing Hearts of Iron 4, in which they specialize, you know, what equipment a division or unit has. So just sort of showing him how it's set up. But way it works here is, I hope I'm getting all of this right, is you research these things here, small arms, infantry guns, infantry support, and then unlocks these here, the standard and light infantry branches, and that is what actually affects the unit, except for, you can see for certain certain unit types that do have some of that, but your standard ones don't. So it's a little different, and yeah, localizing it out really good. Am I IC spamming? Well, yes, to a degree. We are increasing Germany's industry, but we are needing to increase steel refineries, rare extractions, coal fields, industries. I really like the way Black Ice has done a lot of this. I know I just sort of kind of gave an hour plus, an hour and a half thing, complaining about elements of Black Ice. But you know, it's the kind of thing where I complain about 20%. I love 40%, and I like I love about 60%, and I like about 20%. So dislike 20%, like about 20%, and love 60% of what they do. So yeah, it's I have things to complain about, but I love the idea, because steel, which is generically called metal up here, but steel is a and not a finite, nor is coal a finite. I mean, yeah, it's a finite at any one moment, but you can expand coal mines, you can expand steel mines, or steel refineries, which is sort of like expanding iron mines, but as well. But you're just doing refineries instead of both refineries and iron mines. And I really like how that is done, because it was not a zero sum game, and it wasn't purely, which is partially, I would say, partially in the base game, is just going through this increasing overall efficiency in production or whatever. So I can remember when I played, when I hovered over Division, Armor Division, I played, everybody said, yeah, I think you're talking, because that's sort of the base game, and they've changed it so much. Building coal fields are overkill. Germany didn't produce enough energy already. Well, okay. One, I know even, okay. From history, Germany during 1936 to 1939 period, but continuing after that, but I know from 36 to the end of 39, Germany was expanding its coal output. Okay. We know that was happening. Yes, we have coal processing technologies. Okay, we have that. We know that it's that. But we especially, whether it's directly part or just also sort of going along with, I'm not exactly sure, because I don't I don't read German, and I don't read all the documents or whatever, but it's roughly as part of the Hermann Goering's 4-year plan. So what TRE does, because I expand stuff with TRE, including coal or energy, however you want to do it, I actually take away stuff at the start of the game, in starting in 36, and in what is it, June or whatever, I forget when the 4-year plan starts, I give some of it back, or much of it back then. So the first 6 months or more, you're actually at less of a thing, and then I give some more over time during the period, 37, 38, 39, give some more, and I have to go and look at the code just to see where I give actually more. So take some away, and I think Black Ice is balanced with the idea that you're supposed to expand it over time. Big Balucha, however you pronounce that. So when you're not starting with a standard base game of Hoi 3 and then just adding more to it, I think they've balanced it down a bit, and I know TRE does it a bit even more harshly at the start, but still during 36 you get a boost. It's more or less back to what you lost, but that first 6 months is 6 months harder to produce thing. So yeah, it's sort of balanced out. So there's a lot of balance working on all of that, and yeah, it's partially wild ass guesses, the custom name and image for equipment of the brigade, but it rest is more lacking. Yeah, it's a lot of work to sort of put up some of this stuff here. They've changed so much, because again, like here, for the anti-tank gun, you're affecting with the various ammunition effects and all that stuff, as opposed to just saying model whatever. It's a little more detailed than trying to put it in there. So yeah, I'll just call you Big B for the moment. It's easier to pronounce. I'm working with TRE specifically, because that's what I'm responsible for. I'm working with, shall we say, educated guesses. from my reading, from looking at documentaries, and then sort of extrapolating it into the game, trying not to blow out, because the game is balanced, not balanced as in equal balance, but as in balancing to some historical balance. Both the game as well as the Black Ice people are doing it. So we're making guesses, we're making presumptions, we all are working, and I do say we because that includes the Paradox people as well. We're all game developers. We're all developing the game. The original Paradox people, they developed it to the point that they stopped with their finest hour. Black Ice is continuing developing the game from that point, and I'm developing the game more. Mostly with events. They're not just flavor event, just eye candy and info, but they're game affecting. I try not to over affect the game and to throw it, make Germany too easy or too hard. TRE for sure is not meant to make Germany easier, because because not everything is a zero-sum game. Economies aren't that. It isn't that they're now what the government can develop, what the government can pay for, that's various, but also individual companies, people can make investments that can do things that expand stuff. So sometimes I go, yeah, that should be free. They should get a free factory there, because it wasn't part of the government cost plan. It was sort of, shall we say, the economics of things were booming, and because economic things were going good, put down a factory here. Just one. Because I don't want it to put down huge. I don't want to be able to have a player to spam out. But yeah, one factory here, that's free. In one event. Another event is, hey, do you want to expand factories here? Yes or no. If yes, it's going to cost supplies or a temporary, negative effect to ICs for a certain amount of time or whatever it is. So yeah, you want 2 factories. Now it may be cheaper, may or may not be cheaper, depending through various things. But because if it's supplies, well, do you have technologies like what am I looking for here? Here, all these things that make production easier. So it may or may not be cheaper. It may be the same price as if you built the factories through conventional means, but generally intended to be cheaper but not free. Well, do you want to expand some factories? Okay, yes, we'll expand these factories. They're a bit cheaper than building them through the game mechanic, but they're not free. And they sort of match my understanding of history and what was going on. So, I can say, it's partially wild ass guesses, but there's, from my viewpoint, there's a lot of, a lot of research going on that comes to the basics, and then I go, oh, hey, yeah, there's this factory here they built more of. And I don't know, really, should that be 1 IC or 3 ICs in game terms? I then make a guess. The Gustloff works that starts out as the Simpson arms company, Simpson and Co. It gets expanded as the Wilhelm Gustloff works. How much does it get expanded? How much compared to other ICs? I don't know, but I can make a guess. When I play, I don't usually expand industry like you're doing. I'm finding it interesting. Well, it has a cost because it means I'm not producing weapons of war directly. I was skipping around in Japan segment. Just a note, you get events to expand resource production in Manchukuo related to actual historical things, which helps a lot of steel production areas. Yeah, and I just sort of did the start of that, dozed and not played through it. I was specifically, as you know, looking at that particular infographic of 1936, and that's what I was talking about. And I take any map or thing I find in 1936 as more or less for start. Now, of course, it could be something coming online late in 36, because I don't know whether that map was published in January of 1936 or December of 1936, but for research purposes. Yeah, I know there's to some degree, I'm simplifying things. I do get it, and I do think, and I do state in it that, like I am now, I'm making educated guesses, so I know I'm not right and you're wrong, or not you're the Black Ice team, but I'm going. Yeah, I think the copper penalty for Japan is too severe. They had too much copper to have a copper penalty. I agree that they probably shouldn't have a super resource of copper either. And so, because they get hit total of because they also don't have zinc, of 20% down for not having the zinc as well. But, and I don't know whether they had zinc. I just don't know whether they had zinc or not in like I say, I don't know. I don't have enough knowledge at all on that. But from the infographic, it seems like they have a reasonable amount of copper, probably enough to deal with their essential needs. So, yeah, I think a big problem is that you are way low on practicals. Build up those panzer divisions is going to be hard. Well, you can see how it goes. In a lot of my things, it gets a lot of basis. We're expanding a lot of industry. But normally I have enough panzer divisions, or more than enough. Down that speed. I like that speed best. No longer aligning ourselves towards us. Okay. Oh, no longer receiving money for energy. Okay, radios advance. And which allows more radios. Let's put radios in tanks next. Yeah, we do have 182 in production right now. 10, we're trying to beat down our our descent, and doing reinforcements and some levels of upgrades and expanding things. Quite honestly, it's more of the problem is more not so much will I have enough panzer divisions and infantry divisions by late 1939. The question is will I be able to feed the beast of having enough resources coming in? Okay, twin engine bomber crew layout advance. Here we are. Okay, let's do gun position, I guess. Becomes the real problem. Now we have even more. Okay, so we need a little more. Okay, steel casting capabilities have advanced. That gets stopped, and nav tactics advance. Yeah, and I've only played Japan once, and that was for the last whatever Japanese series, however long ago that was. Yeah, we're gonna let these continue. What do you want? We give them money for rare materials. Okay, we need rare materials, we need energy. So we don't have enough coal. So that is why we need to have more coal mines. The Soviet Union has a deficit of money, and we're buying stuff from it. So let's have a lot of rare materials. Let's buy some rare materials. We are down by just one, but we want to continue to build up. So let's, how big is our, okay. We'll do that with the Soviets and the USA. They have lots of coal. They got money, but let's buy some coal. Now I have in the recent past, how much are we down? 3. Okay. We're going to buy some coal. Well, we're also going to form a fighter unit. Goodbye. Oh. Soviet Union decline we proposed. How interesting. Did I not pay attention enough? Ask for too much, or they don't like me? I'm not going to buy from Netherlands because I'll just take theirs when I conquer them. Yeah, I see you lost. I'm surprised you. I see efficiency. Sure. Totalitarian system, 6-month draft, full mobilization, massive education, mixed industry, specialist training is what we're currently doing. And so we're going to have these coming online soon, I know, which I'm hoping will deal with that deficit. But let's get too big. We'll have to wait another few days. Hungary, money for rare materials. Yes, we'll buy from you because we're not going to invade you. What's the date? Okay, 13th June, so 3 more days approximately. Big thing we have to, one of the big things we need to bring this down is so that we can take over parts of Czechoslovakia. Colombia wants to be our friend. Okay, commander decisions. Our commander can make decisions now. Wow. We'll do fire control training, I guess. Get that going. Okay, these are about ready to come online. Okay. Right at, oh, pause. Okay. Okay, a lot of stuff just there. Okay. We're down here now. Let's buy some American steel, at least temporarily. Buy. Yeah, 50 for the moment. We'll do that. Like anti-aircraft guns for escort ships. Stop that. And we're going to start more 39 technologies, probably, but no, let's do here. Okay, we've just hit with a bunch of the refineries. Well, we can specify some more production. I think submarine fleet would be a nice thing to have, wouldn't it, Lum? If you're still out there. And the big, super big cost. We have these, that coming. So let's do a heavy transport plane. Squadron. Not just a plane, but a squadron of planes. Okay, so now we're going to import a bunch of steel from the United States of America. And the Army, well, the Army we're gonna be okay with. Money for rare materials. No. Okay. Now we're gonna try the Soviet Union again for rare materials. Buy. Okay, it's going to impossible. Why is it going to impossible? Oh, that's right. I think they've made it so that you can't get more than a certain amount of it. I think we may be scraping the top of that. So we're gonna have to get more from the US or something. Okay, Brazil, we'll buy from you. Why is Finland buying copper from Chile? I don't get. Okay, ammunition capacity advance for fighters. Here, yeah, let's go to gun turrets. 39. Medium bomber prototypes and naval bomber prototypes. Very good. Raid out. Well, let's research that. I think that's good. I want to do the most efficient research first. So that means right now 38 and before. Bomb sites, there we go. One of the things that you're mentioning, the Army, particularly with the Navy, as well as here, these have a fairly long lead time, because this one won't be done until February of 39, and we're, you know, a little more than 1/3 of the way through it. So you have a long lead time here where you can come down here. This will be ready, you know, in October, November, these divisions. So yeah, some of the paratroopers and whatnot have a long lead time development, but here, March 39 for these submarines, and we're in June 38. So yeah, some of it is getting ready now for future. Okay, now let's see. We are importing 50. I know we're also trading out steel because we had enough, but before, and I know I can stop that, but I don't know that I want to. But at least we're in the positive. Let's look here at production again. Okay, so we're getting 2 more steel refineries, some more rare materials. Though rare materials, I don't ever anticipate not needing to trade or conquer for some. But only 8 traded for in coal, but we could probably expand that because we're going to expand our industry, obviously, considerably. and more steel. So let's come in here. Let's look at some of the major steel. 8. I'm looking for the base number 10. So this is a percent modifier. 16, that'll be better. Okay, let's do that. And for coal, 16, 20, it would be better to expand that. What does Berlin have for coal? 13. 36, that would be the best one to expand there. So, okay, let's expand the coal there. Make sure that we have more than enough energy eventually. And steel. I put stop to building that for the time being. Why does tungsten need, or why does Chile need tungsten? I don't know. Okay, berthing is moved over propulsion for torpedoes. Regional coal reserves rated by locals. Minus 100 energy. I don't like these. I'll tell you why. I'm not saying this didn't happen. I'm not saying it didn't happen in Nazi Germany. And I think this maybe more likely happened as things get desperate in occupied territories. But I always like a historical basis for this type of thing for me than is this to have happen. Obviously, we have plenty of energy and it's no big deal at all. But I just don't like random things that don't have a historical basis. Events seem to only happen when you have over 5 dissent. Well, that could be the reason. That could be the thing. That would make sense. Yeah, but I get his point that if you have lots of dissent and it's a way of showing dissent, but I still like the idea of tying it to something as so it is based on dissent. Okay, cool. Now here, I don't think this is a black ice problem, but I've never had this happen to me before. 4% support the National Socialists. I don't know what the hell's going on. Now, I know I don't have everybody who's National Socialist, but we have only one, what is this, paternal aristocrat. The rest of the guys are fascists. Those fascists have zero support, basically. So I don't know. I'm not thinking this is black ice, but I've never had this happen before. See, what are these internal factors? I've never had that described to me. Dissent penalty from ministers. Yeah, I don't. You have spies working. I never get that. Okay, our current intel spies. Support ruling party is at number 2. I guess we'll lower this down to here and raise that up. But I had the support ruling party there. Yeah, I don't even know. I'm not even saying it's black ice. So it was at number 2 priority. Now we're at number 1 priority for support ruling party. But yeah, I'm not saying that's black ice. I'm just saying I've never seen that before, and it's wacky. And yeah, I do know that some of this is dissent penalty from ministers, but I've never not had, 100% NSDAP leadership. So I don't know which don't. I would even put it just focus on just that. Okay, I could try that. I'll remove that, and focused everything there. That might be the thing. Just never seen that before. Cruiser fire control. And again, I don't at all want to say it's black ice. I think it's just maybe black ice pushing. Now, here's a question, and I don't know. Again, I just don't know. Is it possibly out of balance because you've added another minister instead of 10 ministers? There's now 11, even though that is the minister of science is a NSDAP guy. I don't know. That I don't know if what that might have an unintended consequence. I don't know. I don't have a good answer. Yeah, and I'm not trying to throw stones at anybody. I'm just going that this is sort of wacky. Standard infantry branch upgrade. Grayed out. Well, capital ship. Trying to do things that will maybe upgrade on their own. Well, I guess they're mostly over here. Well, maybe not. Okay. Dual purpose guns. We'll do dual purpose guns. Submarine torpedo tubes advance. Very good. Very good. Torpedo tubes is here. It's grayed out. Okay. Let's come down to some of these because there's a bunch of 38s that we could be doing here. And medium armored designs have advanced. Grayed out. Do we want to try to? No. Okay, we're gonna. Yes, good to have more people following. Okay, more factories just came online. Let's take a quick look here. Okay, so we have the original bunches of everything but rare materials, and we currently are 18 over need right now, but we're importing, so we're exporting. So, okay. Yeah, I want to do a couple more refineries and coal. Yeah, we should even do some. We got only a few more coal, so let's expand our coal here. Are you going for late military buildup? Yeah, basically. Oh, cool. But I am building up the military now. Let's do that. Why build up something in 1936 if you're not going to be using it until 1939, 1940? I guess that's sort of my thoughts on it. Right. 15, this would be a better base. Okay. Some more coal, some more steel. Yeah, I know. And trust me, I have panic feelings too as, oh, hell, am I going to have enough? Okay, hydrophones advance. We shall see. I may screw up and not have enough army. Okay, the Enterprise is launched. Very nice. Okay, elastic defense. Stop that. Armored HQs. We'll stop that for now. Again, let's come over here. Well, build smarter. I like that. I like hearing that. I really do. Just conceptually, and this is much more directed at Paradox than anything else. To me, difficulty levels should not be combat modifiers or resource modifiers. Difficulty levels should be how smart your opponent is how I purely look at it. How good of a production, how good of a manager it is, how good of a general the opponent is going to be, decisions on what to produce, that kind of thing. Light infantry branch upgrade, but yeah, that's asking too much, I guess, of game developers. Okay, special forces branch has also been okay. Paratroopers. Marine activation. We need the basing. It's going to take a while still. Okay. We're doing it. Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I like when games are not historic reenactments. In historic reaction, Germany can ignore army and military until historic date. In proper simulations, when the AI plays to win Germany, it doesn't bother with military easy pickings. I think I understand that, yeah. I'm hoping, of course, to have a large amount of forces. I am very much, and it's seeming awfully slow. Let's look here. Again, I always pause coming to this, at least I try to always pause coming to this screen because it can go, weird events can happen that can go wacky and make this, make the game crash. We don't know why, but they can happen. We knew why we would change it, but we don't know why. So we don't know what it is. So I want to get this descent level down, and then we can get the Sudeten land. Well, I don't know why not. But I guess because I don't know why not. I think a computer can beat me in chess at any time if it wants to. So I don't know why it couldn't beat me at this game. Now I don't know how much time, energy, and effort. Chess is slightly less complicated. Yeah, I know. But what are we still researching? Okay, rolling artillery barrages. That is here. Yeah, I know. I just want what I want, I guess. Well, took them years, but they can do it now. Players are quite bad at naval warfare, for example. They have no clue about task forces or how to establish sea dominance. Yeah, players aren't necessarily good at things. Okay, submarine batteries. I think that will have been, yep, grayed out. Okay, industrial efficiency and industrial production advance. Yeah, up here. Okay, well, we're going to stop that and leave that going. I guess we've got one more to get all of those for 38. Let's start over here. This very low popularity is hurting our battle commander recognition. Do you recognize who the battle commanders are? No? Oh, sorry. We don't have them now. Okay. No, I'm going to be here. Okay, let's look here. Well, we're still at 4%. The internal factors are much less. So it's the internal factors that are, because it was at 9 something or other, I guess. I don't know what those are. I think there's some weird random generated thing. That's just my guess on it. Okay, coffer from Canada. Money for rare materials. No, thank you. Okay, heavy artillery brigades. Grayed out, fine. Mountain HQs have advanced. Very good. Yeah. Check what we're doing here. Fighter pilot training. There we go. A lot into there. I want Czechoslovakia. Yes, okay, we'll do that with you. Not with you. Rare materials, again, we continue to expand. Let's see, so with the Soviet Union trade agreement by, okay, well, they're willing to, oh no, that's crude oil. I don't want crude oil, done the wrong one. Okay, there, we've maxed out what they're willing to sell. And I sort of understand the idea behind that, sort of. Okay, so what we're going to do is buy, oh no, they won't sell many more rare materials. Okay. Okay. Interesting. I actually learned modern naval operations because I got Harpoon Classic. Ah, yes. Wanted to have some clue how to handle the Russian Navy. Yes. Good games, those. Okay. So now this is going to change my strategy. I'm used to being able to buy rare materials from the US and from the Soviets, but it appears that I've run into the max that they're going to sell me. Let's look here. Okay. Soviet Union selling me a huge amount of rare materials already. We got lots of trade, but not with the USA. Don't know why the USA is not wanting to sell rare materials. I don't get that. They won't sell. Well, they got lots. Britain, did they sell rare materials to me? Yes. Okay, so players, note to self, make it. I'm traditionally like, and I don't know why the US is not, is this some sort of embargo thing that they're feeling with me? We need to diversify and stockpile early on. Okay, so let's make it the wrong button. Production. All of it's at the top. Okay, well, when that comes, we got plenty of coal for a while. Now we've got the HQs there. There we go. Still worried about this. 4%. Now can we sell? Actually, they're both down here. Do you want to buy? Or we're going to be a bit in a deficit here. Okay, Dosed. I thought it was independent between the two of them. From what I remember talking, whether it was you or one of the other, that because you can overbuy, I get some of the reasons why that I don't know why it should be they should be combined, but independently I get why, but yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know. The main reason I like trading with them is they'll buy uh, supplies where like Iran and Saudi Arabia won't buy supplies, so I don't like buying from them. Submarine hull advance, unless you're changing that. Okay, that's grayed out. And high density alloys advance. Okay, that's grayed out. Armor piercing capped. Yes, we'll do that. We can do another one. Yeah. Oh, good, because historically, countries like Turkey, Iran, Argentina, Chile, Brazil didn't make their own rifles. May have not even made their own ammunition for their rifles. So they're really pure imports for basically all of arms. And I understand because there isn't arms trading in this game, you've got to give them ICs and have them build it. Okay, I understand it. So they should want to buy supplies that simulates the buying of arms so that their ICs are going, if they can, to actually build the arms, but you're selling the supplies that sort of makes up for the lack of the opposite. So yeah, sort of backward, but periscope, which is probably grayed out. Yes, okay. We got ground crews here. We're not doing CAG or heavy bomber any further. We'll do air superiority tactics. Keep that going. Oh yeah. And I know you've improved things a lot. Oh boy, you guys have made so many great improvements. Heavy armored designs advance. Yes, grayed out. You don't want to put everything to some of that training. What can we do here? Yeah, let's start catching up with some of these. Something else was broken. SSHQs. And fire SSHQs. We're still hovering at 4%. I was hoping to start turning that around. Okay, we have supplies, civil defense, repair rate. Yeah, we'll do civil defense. I know it's a little early, but it's good to know. So I can shift sales from the U.S. to the Soviet Union as we start going to war. Okay. Our purchases allow research of that. Okay. Submarine engines. Well, let's do long range submarine. Let's get that going. More factories, yay. But do we have the resources to feed them? We're getting there. Yeah, let's build a big one. A big division. Right, okay. Motorized support and medium artillery. That'll be a big division. Armor. Now let's come. Let's start over and let's go motorized infantry. But an armored battalion. So this is not, it's really a sort of a Panzer Grenadier type unit. Motorized support. Motorcycle reconnaissance. Okay, yeah, artillery. There we go. So, cheaper. Not a whole lot cheaper, but cheaper. Actually the same. Wow, that's the same price? Huh? I mean, practically? Hmm? What the? I don't get that. That'll be really... What? Okay, I don't get this. What the hell's going on here? Motorized support. Both have motorized support. They both have a motor regiment. This has armored cars. This has motorcycles. And this one is going to take longer to build. And I thought I was cheaping out by getting the armored battalion instead of an armored regiment. And getting motorcycles instead of armored cars. Well, let's let the day go by and we'll come back and look at this in a minute. Get it all adjusted up there at the top. Okay, now let's take a look at it. Yeah, it's... Okay, people, don't do this. Do this. This is really... You know, but motorized here... Oh, yeah, no, you're right. It will finish. Because I was thinking that was December 39. I was misreading that part. It'll finish sooner. You're absolutely right. Toasted Toasters, hi, how you doing? You're absolutely right. I was reading that as December 39 and not compared to April. So I was wondering there. Okay, no, that does make sense. Now that does make sense. Okay, I get it. That'll be finished a lot faster. I was misreading the year date. I was seeing just December and April. Okay, we'll put those down there, and we'll just do that. Okay, no, that does make sense. That makes sense. I'm misreading that. Okay, so we'll get those in production when they can. We're still driving this down. Well, it takes a while to train up units. And my practicals aren't great, as you pointed out earlier. And part of the problem is not so much with for armored, but it's some of these events that used to put them into the production queue and helped with the practicals, they don't. So, yeah, there is a negative element there. Nope, not anymore. They used to. They used to put them into the production queue, which helped with the practicals. Now they put them onto the map, which they don't. And they have a good reason for putting them onto the map, because of their changes to the way some of the stuff work. So putting them in the production queue doesn't work anymore for them. It's an outgrowth of them being fancy. They've gotten fancy, and I just quickly, it's my understanding, particularly some of these training laws down here, and some of the other stuff. It will randomly do things, I gather, and so yeah, it's a bit odd that way. Okay. Single engine aircraft armament research, which will be grayed out. Okay. We're going to continue to try to increase some of our capabilities down here with interception tactics. So yeah, it's changed. Not for the better, but not terrible maybe either. Could the events give relevant practicals? I don't think they can. They're actually what they're doing for at least the ones for the battleship. Okay, recon unit coordination and communication. Once they're putting sort of fake battleships in and then sort of removing them. I haven't actually seen how it works, but I've seen that somebody wrote up to try to do the practicals, but have it. Put it in, remove it, and replace it with a proper thing kind of thing, I think is how it works. I'm sure I'm describing it badly. So you get the battleship practicals, because otherwise, or ship practicals, otherwise you wouldn't get those. I guess to a point, I'm going to get upset only about so much of this stuff on Black Ice. So like I say, I love a lot of it, but some of the stuff I am going to get a little upset on, but others I'm just going to let, okay, whatever. That's part of what I'm doing here is, let's do installation security, is testing out the new version. And seeing how TRE should handle things, because I know I put some stuff in production queues that are going to have to change this. but I don't think you can give practicals improvements via event. Paratrooper activation. I very well may be wrong about that, but because I haven't really dug into modding in a while. So you're talking to somebody who recently, as in the last 4 months, have been doing a little bit of switching some of the stuff I made for Hearts of Iron 4 back to Hearts of Iron 3, but I really haven't been digging into it deep. So I'm sure that even stuff I used to commonly know how to do are a bit fuzzy at the moment. Okay, let's come over here. Carrier crew training, radar crew. So I don't plan on doing carrier crews, so that. Okay, basically we're into 38 technologies. So let's come up here and do 38 technologies. Okay, yes. Radar. You would think something like an event would be able to add practicals. Supercharger, which is a one and done. So let's do that. Okay, now let's again look at our. Here we still have some major coal fields coming up. We'll see if it does the 15. I know I can stop my exports if I want to, but. Hello, Titar. Where is my Bismarck? It is in production right now. Air liaison is down here, and yeah, 39. I don't know, we'll switch over to 38s. Ground attack, focus, advance. Let's kill that ground. Ground kill. Ground attack, focus. No, I think, is that? Oh, okay, here, yes, 39. We'll move this to 38 there. Artillery unit command and control. Artillery unit command and control, and artillery unit training, which will move here and here. That will be that. Yes, and close air support prototype, which again will be grayed out, I believe, yes. And we're going to come up here and look for other 38 or 39 technologies that are up here in sort of national. We are skipping these, doing more. I'm thinking of reducing the costs for all of these with TRE. Not eliminating the costs, but just reducing whether the length of the thing or just maybe the effect of reducing the cost. I just think they're they cost overly much. Okay. Yes, I know I skipped the artillery, but I'm looking here. And you definitely like, well, should we do offer? I don't know. Doze, do you know why I should ever do this? To reduce my leadership? What is it? Does it really improve now? I don't know. Presume it's here, so I presume it's an improvement, or is this just some sort of fakery trap thingy? I don't think it is that, but I remember clicking on the event. Of course, I ascended being offered a battleship and nothing showed up. It's going to. You won't get, okay, currently you won't get the free practical production, and Dozed is here, and I don't know if he's paying attention. He says he's busy with some other stuff too. What happens now is, instead of putting it in the production queue, like it traditionally did, you will have up here, you can see Bismarck spawn penalty, Tirpitz spawn penalty. So what it's done is it's setting a timer currently. and setting a timer or a year date or something, and it will give us on the map a Bismarck and a Tirpitz. What they are supposedly doing now is they're going to put a phony Bismarck and Tirpitz in the production queue, is my understanding. They're going to put that into the production queue. It's going to build it. And then once you deploy it, it's going to remove the one that you build and give it the sort of unique one via an event type thing. So that's my understanding. So you'll get the practicals, but you won't. It won't be messed up like it would be if it goes through it. So right now, you will, I guess, if everything works right, I presume it will. You will get it at sort of the right date, at whatever that date is coming up, 39, 40, whatever. Partially depending upon, I think, on when you click the decision to fire the thing. So that is my understanding. That is my understanding of their explanation of what's going on. Okay, I guess we will start with the artillery now. Let's find the range. And in case you're wondering, and some people are, about my production, I'm not planning on starting the war in September 39. I know some players would disagree with that. Now, the game is not meant and doesn't play well if, say, you don't start the war and you wait till, like, where Hitler sort of theoretically, people have said that he was expecting the war to happen as like in 42 or 43. If you wait that long, that's a mistake. It's bad because the game just doesn't play well that way. But you don't need to start it in September 39 as the historical date. Hitler made the mistake. He gambled. Hitler was a gambler. He gambled Germany's future on that France and Britain were going to not uphold their agreement, their defense agreement with Poland. They hadn't upheld, or at least, they hadn't upheld the defense agreement with Czechoslovakia, so he gambled that they wouldn't do it for Poland, that they were just bluffing. Obviously, he was wrong. Well, what I'm going to do is, instead of starting the war just before winter starts, and then sitting around waiting for spring to come, I'm going to start the war in spring of 40 and crush Poland, and then immediately turn around and get everything to the west, and then crush, hopefully, sometime summer 40, crush France. So maybe a slight delay, and sometimes because of various things, there's a bit of a delay. But so instead of having that sort of, phony war period, just go crush Poland, turn around and crush France, all very short time period. The Scharnhorst, we'll look at that in a moment. Okay, divisional command structure, which I think is here and is grayed out. Okay, good. We are doing 39 technology, so let's move it over to armored spearhead. Okay, nope, we're going to let them fly. We'll lose 2 in descent. Oh, that'll be great. Okay, now where is the Scharnhorst? Arno wants to know where the Scharnhorst is. Let's see, there's the Scharnhorst, right there. Scharnhorst. H-39 class. It is in our Kriegsmarine fleet under Raider. Okay, I'm guessing you don't have any free practice. Any ideas? You just show up. Honestly, it's the value of production knowledge. Yeah, like I said, they're working on a solution. You're not going to start the war. How do you avoid railroading through typically like a conquest of Denmark in 38? Well, I don't see. I'm playing a historically based campaign to a degree. I am not going to force myself to make stupid mistakes, meaning Hitler would not have invaded Denmark in 38. So I'm not going to do things like that. But the timing of the invasion of Poland, I don't set it in stone, into like the exact historical date. I put it, like I say, instead of, I wait till after the winter is basically done and then move in and crush it. Well, Czechoslovakia, there's a problem with German immigrants basically using German immigrant, grab Czech border provinces. No, they weren't German immigrants. There was little or no German immigrants into Czechoslovakia. Those were Germans there for many generations. Poland didn't have the problem, would allow Germany to have. There were huge numbers of Germans living in Polish territory, though many had left. But there were still huge numbers of Germans. There were huge numbers of Germans living in German-speaking people, not German passport holders, not German citizens, but German-speaking people in Warsaw at the time of the start of World War I. Fairly large numbers. Probably, this is just guessing from a book I read a while ago. I'm trying to remember. Probably 70% of the German-speaking population of Warsaw had left by the time the start of the war. Probably about 60% of the German-speaking population had left the areas that had been part of the former German Empire. Probably about that. There had been more migration out, though most German-speaking peoples living in Danzig area stayed. So yeah, it wasn't German immigrants, it was German-speaking peoples that were there for many generations. Don't really want to get into 30 and find the game bug. Well, that's what I'm trying to research here, T-Tar. I'm trying to find out for myself. Czechoslovakia is, as we've found out, I was taught that it was a real country because I grew up in the Cold War era. But yeah, it was a fake country made after World War I. Now, there is a Czechia and there is Slovakia, two nations. Those are two real nations. But Czechoslovakia was sort of an artificially created country after World War I, absolutely. But Slovakia and Czechia, or the Czech Republic, or however you want to say it, those are real countries. That they were forced to be together, that was an artificial country. Just like Yugoslavia was an artificial post-World War I country, that as soon as you got rid of as soon as you got rid of Greater Serbia in control in 1940, 41, and then the fall of the Cold War, again, you get rid of Greater Serbia, the area goes independent. So Yugoslavia and Czechoslovakia are two artificial countries created after World War I. As we see today, there is a modern Serbia, there is a modern Croatia, there is a modern Slovakia, and a modern Czech Republic, or Czechia, as they've recently determined. So yeah, those are real countries, absolutely, that are organic to their own nature. Okay, we're going to end, not the live stream, but this episode here. I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for liking the videos. If you haven't already, please subscribe and follow over on Twitch.